Russian President Vladimir Putin had been deploying a massive arsenal of missiles and rockets along the Ukraine border for weeks now. Russia is a world leader when it comes to missile technology and weapons. More than 200,000 Russian troops has positioned themselves around Ukraine for weeks and finally entered Ukraine from the southwest on Thursday morning, as President Vladimir Putin announced what he had called special military operations. Even when Putin was making his announcement, according to reports, explosions and sirens were heard across Ukraine, including in its capital, Kyiv. But the discussion here is, would Ukraine be able to survive against the massive force of Russia? Now, let's take a look at the strength of these two nations. Starting from the area covered by both countries, Ukraine is approximately 600,000 square kilometers, while Russia is around 2,700% larger than Ukraine. Meanwhile, the population of Ukraine is 43.9 million, 98 million less than in Russia. That's such a monstrous difference, isn't it? It is safe to say that Russia is about 28 times bigger than Ukraine, with Russian troops enriching much of the country. Ukrainian business, large and small, have no longer planned for the future. Ukraine's economy is another victim of Russia's hybrid war. The squeezing of the economy is a key tactic of destabilizing any nation, since its own economy is highly unstable. One can understand to eat the country from within. Talking about the military power, Russia outmatches Ukraine in regular military manpower by almost 5-to-1 ratio. Yes, 5-to-1. Russia is among the mightiest armed forces in the world with 900,000 active military personnel across its forces, compared with Ukraine 196,600. For the past decade, Russia's military budget is between $30 to $50 billion, which is almost 15 times greater than that of the Ukraine's $2 billion budget. There is also a massive difference in the navy of both sides, with Russia having 10 times naval force. The Russian Navy operates 74 warships and 51 submarines, compared with Ukraine's 2 warships. That's a huge imbalance. The figures remain the same when it comes to air difference. The Ukrainians do have over 400 surface-to-air missiles launchers that could target aircraft. The only issue is, it is still a tenth of the number possessed by Russia. Russia also has a strong advantage with long-range weaponry, processing over 500 land-based ballistic missile launchers. It is expected that the attacks from Russia would highly rely upon long-range weaponry to target the Ukrainian areas from residents. Not only that, the FBI has sent a high alert on the cybersecurity of Ukraine since a series of cyber attacks knocked the websites of major ranks. The Defense Ministry and the Ukrainian army offline for several hours, and the finger is pointed at Russia for the obvious reason. Figures tell us that the impact of Russia's attack would be devastating for Ukraine in this scenario. Right? But the reality is quite different. This is a part where NATO countries step in. NATO is a military alliance between the USA and European countries. Ukraine has been wanting to be a part of the NATO. This is one of the reasons that started a fight between Russia and Ukraine. In a recent week, Western markets such as the UK, USA, and Canada have stepped up weapon deliveries to Ukraine, supplying additional lethal aid, such as the UK's provision of 2,000 anti-tank weapons. NATO has also put jets on high alert to activate its defense plan, which would include over 100 warplanes. Considering the major superpower countries sleeping up for Ukraine makes the country's position stronger than ever, but at the same time starting the fire of global war, since most of the 100 countries in the world are aligned against each other. The conflict between both countries also raises big risks for the global economy and confirms people's worst fears of World War III. Just what a vulnerable world economy didn't need: a conflict that accelerates inflation. Whew, give it a break. The world hasn't even really recovered from the pandemic yet. Well, let us give you a break. That's all for today's video. In the next video, we will discuss what would happen if the USA put sanctions on Russia, and we'll be witnessing World War III after the Russia-Ukraine crisis. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel and give us a big huge thumbs up. Also tell us your opinions on this situation in the comment section below. Don't forget to share it with your friends. We will see you in the next video. Bye bye.